you can do, whispering words to me, though we're miles apart, I feel you start going to work on me. I'm in a hotel room alone, staring at the phone. I smoke another cigarette. You haven't called me yet.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another UB Zoomy. Well, we'll this week welcome Birmingham's very own Matt Doyle from KIOKO, as well as all our favourite band members and even Martin Meredith.
Not Martin.
Who's still on his dessert by the looks of it.
Still eating his dinner, yeah.
Well, what's he got now?
Oh, it's going to be something delicious.
What the hell was that?
Belgian chocolate.
Yeah. Melted chocolate.
Belgian chocolates.
Oh, Belgian chocolate. What a surprise.
He's half Belgian now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, you know.
I am, yeah.
That's all they eat is chocolate.
Oh, are you deliberately in silhouette?
Well, I'm sat outside. I'm having an al fresco afternoon, and it's got the old brolly up, got the old fire on.
We can see everything there. It's just
And,
you.
Need a good lighting, man.
Aha. It is you, yeah.
Well, I'll say it's better, but being closer to the camera isn't really better, is it?
Thank you. It's only 2 minutes ago before we came live. He was telling me and Gilly that we're the two most important people in his life.
Who was that? Don't you?
Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy was. So anyway, back to music. So we've got Matt with us. How you doing, Matt? You well?
Yeah, not bad. I'm just chilling. How's it going?
Good, man. Yeah, good. Well, we've got plenty of music tonight, as always, because Matt's put forward some of his inspirational tunes, favourite UB40 tracks, some KIOKO music, and of course, if you didn't know, the new collaboration track, You Don't Call Anymore, with UB40 to the backing track of, go on, Robin, You Haven't Called.
Yeah. I thought it was quite cryptic in the beginning that you played Dunk's version of that tune. I thought that was
well, the thing is, whenever you listen to any version, I always end up singing in my own head part of Gilly's song, part of KIOKO's, part of House of Shem's song, all in the different parts. It'd be lovely if somebody could stick it all together, and we'll have about 15 minutes of one rhythm.
That's a fan edit you need, don't we? You need a fan edit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wouldn't be a first time, would it?
No.
That's been done.
Oh,
that's a nice idea. Very easy to do.
Yeah.
Someone could do a super mix.
Yeah, somebody played around with a load of Labour of Love 4 tracks on YouTube, doing all kinds of extended mix and French lyrics and Spanish lyrics and obviously the originals, which are quite good. But anyway, never mind old albums. We've got new albums, and we've got Matt with us. Speaking of new stuff, Matt, I understand you guys did a gig. Was it midweek last week?
Yeah. 29th. We went back to the Hare and Hounds, finally.
2 shows, wasn't it?
Sorry?
2 shows, I heard. 2
shows. We did a matinee show and we did an evening show. So we did one at 5 and one at 9. So it was it was a long ass day, but it was fantastic, man. What
restrictions did they bring in for the gig?
Basically everyone had to be sat down. You didn't have to wear a mask. No dancing. Not sure you're really supposed to be like singing along, but people were doing that anyway. And yeah, no, I don't think we really helped. Like we didn't really discourage them as much as we should have.
I can't imagine doing a show to a mute audience. That'd be really
yeah, exactly. It's just, I guess. It just gets the better of you, doesn't it? And you just, before you know it, you're lost in the music and the moment. So yeah.
So
it was strange, but it was good. It was
out of interest, Matt, who did that directive come from? Then is that a government thing or was that like a Hare and Hounds thing, or a local council thing? Do you know?
I don't really know, to be honest. Don't really know.
You can imagine it's a Boris. You can imagine it's a Boris thing, though, can't you? Do you know what I mean? Well, we'll let you into concerts, but you can't move. You know.
Yeah. I mean, surely people can, have their groups and have their own. I mean, if you put in a table there, surely that's enough room to put some tape and let people like dance in their groups. But yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one, isn't it? It's a strange one.
I can't imagine that Adam being the one that would bring that rule in. I wouldn't think he'd choose to do that. He must be under some kind of, whether it's local council or whether it's central government, they must be under some kind of being forced to do it. Do you know?
Yeah, and they're under pressure from the licensing as well. Adhere to the rules of COVID. The licensing people are coming around and checking, as I've discovered. And if you're not adhering to the COVID rules when you're operating, they will take your license away.
Yeah, well, it's a hefty fine. We've got friends that we know that have got venues and stuff, and like you're saying, people have come and checked on, and also you can't always, kind of control what other people do, can you? So it's a difficult thing to to try and operate a business and do it successfully under COVID restrictions.
Yeah, they were doing a great job of it, definitely.
I know if we were doing it, we couldn't help but try and encourage people to break the rules. We'd have to, wouldn't we? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I do know a couple of bands though that it'd be pretty good to get in if you wanted the crowd to sit down and not sing, but I won't go into that. Right, music wise, it's worth mentioning as always that for those who don't know, Matt and his band KIOKO have been on tour with UB40 as their support act for a couple of years, really, on and off, and that's led to collaborations. And as we said, the new single that's is it just come out, Matt, or is it just coming out?
It came out on Friday.
There you go. Yep. So just come out with the video, and I wanted to ask Matt Doyle. Well, both actually, Matt Campbell and Matt Doyle, what it was like putting that video together, because driving around Birmingham, chucking chairs around on rooftops, and fancy women in fancy cars in Spain. Be interesting to learn a little bit about the process.
Great video, by the way. Brilliant video.
It's a wicked video, and it's so much fun. I had so much fun doing it.
It's like driving that car, didn't you?
Yeah, the Ford Granada. Granada, that was it. That was wicked fun to drive around. Had to really get used to the clutch and the brake and everything.
Who's picking up the bill for the emissions?
Of
course, yeah.
That was before. Yeah, that was before the 1st of June. So
yeah.
But no, it was absolutely fantastic, and like the way the drone footage, how that was used, how they kind of stuck the cameras on the car. Yeah, it was amazing. I've never done anything like that. So yeah, it was just a real cool experience.
Were you at it all day then? I mean, because obviously we only see 3.5 minutes of it. Is it like over a couple of days or a week or a day? I mean, how much time commitment, and how did you take to the acting part as well? We all know you can sing, but it seems you can act as well.
Well, yeah, I think we did it over a day. I think, well, my parts anyway. So yeah, we got there. I think probably like 11 a.m. Started at the Hare and Hounds, did a scene there. See John Brown doing some acting with me, the lead guitarist. And then we got to drive all around Birmingham in the Granada. So yeah, it was all day, and it was just a whole day of fun, really. And just you just feel like you feel like a bit like a kid, like just having fun. Trying like different angles, trying this, trying that. Oh, this might work. And yeah, what was the other part of your question?
No, it was really I suppose it's the same question to Matt Campbell. We don't often ask Matt too much, but it'd be good to know from your involvement, Matt, in terms of sort of putting it together and all the editing and working with all these wonderful people? Is it easy, hard, somewhere in between?
Well,
Nightmare.
like you said, you know, you only see 3.5 minutes of it, and you know, something like that takes a lot of preparation, you know, and a lot of time went into it. Like Matt said, you know, the majority of it was shot over one day, but we actually, you know, obviously there's then the band parts in the video as well, which is obviously other days. And then there was some pickup shots as well with Matt when Matt came and joined us in the studio as well. So, you know, there's a lot of kind of logistics obviously surrounding it, and you know, getting up onto the roof where we shot with Matt, and also shot with the band. Like obviously, you know, getting up onto that roof, as much as it looks great, you know, it was a ball ache. That's just so
Yeah.
you know,
Started snowing as well, didn't it?
Professional
terms. Yeah, of course.
ball ache, yeah.
But no, it
You
was,
know, you get these guys. We hardly had any involvement as the band. The only thing we had to do was a couple of hours freezing bloody cold on the roof. But it's not really much considering how much had to be pulled together. Not just with this video, but with other videos where we've got filming coming from New Zealand and other ones where we got coming from India, and just the logistics of putting all that together and making a product out of it. I think you've done a really good job, guys. So what can I say? Thumbs up for that.
cheers.
Great job.
Good. But wow, I'm struck by all the nice comments and sincerity.
I've been sensible then and saying something nice. Unusual.
I was waiting. I let it roll. I was waiting.
Yeah, hang on a bit. Yeah. I'll come over something unacceptable. Don't worry about it.
Well, should we have a listen? Should we have a listen to that track? Obviously, it's worth mentioning that after the track, I think the live stream will move across to the app. And contrary to popular belief, it's very easy to download the app and watch us and listen back to all the sessions and the back catalogue, etc. So that's the UB40 app on the Google Play and Apple Store. But yeah. This next song is by KIOKO. Lead singer, obviously, is Matt. And it's You Don't Call Anymore, the new collaboration single. Let's spin it, Matt Campbell.
Are we allowed to? Can we see the video as well or not?
No, that's extra.
Yeah, you got to pay 50 quid for that.
Deal.
You can see it. What you have to do is go on the app and then you can see it. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Here we go.
To turn around and just leave me in the dark. So what makes you think that you can treat me the way you do, the way that you do? 'Cause you don't call anymore, 'cause I'm still thinking about you. Have you found somebody new? I guess the rumors are true, but you don't call anymore. Yes, I was there to pass the time till someone better caught your eye. A little beating to my pride, like a credit card that's been declined, yeah. And who knew when you call drunk at night, I'd be your perfect alibi lady. Look how you played me, yeah. So what makes you think that you can treat me the way you do, the way that you do? 'Cause you don't call anymore, 'cause I'm still thinking about you. Have you found somebody new? I guess the rumors are true, 'cause you don't call anymore. And I'm still thinking about why I fell for So come on girl, why you gonna waste my time? If you got someone else in mind, come on now, don't lie. I know you're feeling my vibe, this ain't no game that I'm playing. Oi, 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 cause I'm a wanted man. Yeah, I'm a slick dress, smooth talking ladies man. Guess you can handle that, cause you never call me back. No, you don't call anymore, cause I'm still thinking about you. Have you found somebody new? I guess the rumors are true, cause you don't call anymore. And I'm still thinking about why I fell for all of your lies. Yeah, you hurt me and I can't deny. No, you don't call anymore.
Never-ending mix.
Extended version, that was, wasn't it?
Just thinking though, that backing track, I'm not sure there's a better time of day to listen to that, sort of 7:30 on a Sunday. You know what I mean? It's been a nice day, sun setting, it's just perfect. Lovely.
And she still hasn't called.
Yeah.
She never will.
Fuck her anyway. Yeah.
Never going to call.
No.
Matt,
I'm not being funny, Matt.
Matt, she's never going to call.
She isn't.
She's not going to call, mate.
Oh yeah.
It's just not happening.
But let's face it, if she's somewhere like Spain in a nice F-type Jag,
Yeah.
you're running about in Birmingham in an old banger of a Granada. I don't show
wonder
much.
she hasn't called.
Where was she actually when she wasn't calling?
Yeah.
Do we know?
She was in Spain. That's all.
Spain.
All I said. No more detail than that. Matt doesn't know either.
Ghosted.
Of course, I wanted to say that we had Matt on about a year ago on Zoomy. So I mean, back then we probably only had 2 or 3 million listeners, and now it's skyrocketed. So Matt, we might end up asking you some questions that we asked you before, but there's a whole new crowd of people that want to get to know you. So forgive me if I'm repeating what we said a year ago, but I wondered if you could tell us how that song came together, and was it a new thing for another band to send you a backing track and say, go on then, see what you can do with it?
Pretty much, yeah. No, we hadn't done that before, for sure. And yeah, it felt very kind of organic, I guess is the word you could use. It just like straight away when we heard, because there was a few ideas kind of bouncing around for a few of the different backing tracks, and that one just stood out to us straight away. We just saw and heard ourselves playing that song, I think, and yeah, and with that, we saw the kind of "You Haven't Called," and I guess we just wanted to play on that. Really, we wanted to kind of almost use the same concept, but come up with our own variation. So we thought of "You Don't Call Anymore" to match the end of the brass line, and it just went from there. I was kind of imagining, I think, in a lot of kind of writing processes, you just kind of put yourself in the situation and just kind of thought about, something that's happened where, someone's like not calling me, or, and it's just basically what I wrote the song about, just, kind of the start of something that you think is going to go somewhere. And then, like that whole ghosting thing, which is quite like a common phrase these days. People say, "I'll get ghosted." That was like my first ever kind of, all right, I've been ghosted here. It was quite fitting as well with like the whole girl in Spain, because it was someone I've met, like, this is going back years ago now, but like someone I've met like somewhere else in a different country and stuff. And yeah, it just felt really kind of fitting for the song, and brought that kind of those lyrics to the guys. They came up with some, like, they really helped me out, especially with the section, "Come on, girl, why you wanna waste my time?" I think Loz was originally going to sing that bit. For some reason or other, we couldn't